Hello everyone, this is my prototype version of the Halo Wars board game. The concept of this game is to build up a base and then an army in order to attack your opponent's primary building. The first player to defeat the primary building would be declared the winner. So this game has two different sides. You can either be the Covenant or the UNSC forces, and each side will have their own unique set of units on each side here, as well as their own unique set of buildings. You would start off usually by building a set of buildings around your primary building here, and then you can use those to either train units, progress into higher levels of units, or upgrade your buildings or other units as well. So each one of the buildings will have a health value, cost, research requirement, production time, and in the case of the units, they will also have, in addition to those, power, a movement, attribute, range, and some special abilities that they can also be trained. Each of these attributes can be tracked with these little trackers here. So say your research facility has full health, you would set the tracker in there, and that would be marking the health value. Each building and each unit will have a health along the side there. So this Wraith here, let's say it has 5 health, you would just stick the tracker there and that would mark its health value. There also has a special ability tracker, so the Wraith has a special ability to increase its movement by 2 for that turn. If that ability is available for that unit, this tracker will be placed right here on that little black dot, and once it uses it, you would place that tracker down here on this board to indicate that it's currently on cooldown. There are 2, 3, and 5 cooldown abilities, and there are several of them, so you can track multiple cooldowns at once. So combat in this game, and let's go ahead and set up the UNSC base here. You set up the primary base. Each player will start off with the primary base and a set economy of $500, and once per turn you would increase that by by 100 at the start of the game, or if you purchase a supply depot, you can also increase that amount by 100 per supply depot you have. So in most cases, the turn would start out with fortress, you would build a supply depot, and then a unit production building of some sort. So let's say that the UNSC side decided to build a supply depot and then a barracks, which is the infantry building for that side. On the next turn, they would be able to build a marine, or once the production is finished for the barracks, which has a 2-turn production time, which can also be tracked with the trackers. It would start out at 2, and then on the next turn it would go down to 1, and then once it's finished, you could flip it over and you have a barracks. So once that barracks is finished, you can train Marines with 0 research required. You can train Marines once you start adding in reactors, or for the case of the Covenant, you can add in temples as well to increase your research level. Once you have those reactors or temples built, you can then add in, say, like the Spartans for the UNSC, or for the case of the Covenant, you can also add in hunters to build in your infantry buildings. So once that marine is in production, it takes 1 turn to finish, and then once it's on your next turn, you'll be able to flip it over, and then you can move it around the board. So the units will have a movement, range, attack, as well as the health. So the Marines have a movement of 2, so they can move from here 1, 2 spaces. You can also stack up to 6 sized pieces on each individual tile. So you can have up to 6 here of Marines, or say 3 Marines and then 1 Spartan, because they have a size of 3. So for this example, we'll just do 1 Marine because it's easier to move. So for the actual combat of the game, The attacking team can attack from any space within the range of their unit. And you can also move however many units you control or spend however much money you can possibly do in one turn. There is no limit to how much you can actually do other than your current economy. So let's say that the Covenant team already has a Wraith out on the board and they're attacking this Marine here. So the Wraith has a range of 4, so it can attack from 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit the Marine, and it has an attack of 4. The Marine cannot hit that Wraith because it only has a range of 2, so the Wraith wouldn't take any damage. However, if the Marine was up here, let's say, the Marine would be able to retaliate the Wraith's attack and do its attack to the Wraith, which is 1. So the Wraith, starting at 7 health, would go down to 6, and the Marine would be killed. So once you have cleared out most of the enemy's forces, you can slowly move your units up along the board and then start attacking their building. The first player to completely destroy the primary building of either side would be declared the winner. And that's how the game works. Thank you.